And it's so funny because my kids, every morning when I get up in the morning and I go, He woke me up this morning and started me on my way. The Lord is blessing me right now, oh, right now.
I love that.
I just got my little open that I like to open with.
You did. I love the way you wake up in the morning, and I love that your kids hear that first out of your mouth, because what a great way to set the tone. What a great way to set the tone for life, because we're so surrounded by so much news that's so depressing. And that's why we're doing Go Be Good. And today we're doing Go Be Good with Toniya Coles, this beautiful woman who's doing beautiful work. And I want you to tell me more about how you got into that. How did you get started with this No Child Left Hungry in Kentucky? Tell us how that got started.
It started with my children. They were going to school and they packed lunches and then they packed extra. And then one day my younger son came home and he goes, Mom, the kids aren't eating. I'm like, what do you mean they're not eating? He was like, well, we're at school and we got lunch and I gave them some extra and they said they don't have any food. And I was like, okay. So I march up to the school. I'm like, what do you mean these kids aren't eating? And the lady's like, no. She said, it's just they don't have extra at home and we try to give them apples, bananas, something extra at lunch. And so the next day my son has this big bag. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, Mom, we're taking this food to school. And I was like, okay. So it kind of started with that, with him being aware of the kids weren't not eating.
How old was he?
He was 7.
Walk me through how you actually went through the process of finding more out about it, and were the schools receptive to you coming in and asking questions? I mean, how did that work?
Well, when I went to the school, the elementary school, and my son went to elementary school in Winchester, and I went there and I asked him. I went to the lunch counter and I was talking to one of the lunch ladies and I asked her. I said, "Can you explain to me, why the kids aren't eating?" And she goes, "You're Chauncey's mom." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And so she said, "Chauncey feeds everybody." I was like, "Okay." I said, "But I just want to know why they're not eating." She said, "Oh, it's not here at school." She said, "It's at home. They don't have enough for home." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, would it be possible if I talked to one of the school counselors or the principal?" And so we all talked, and they said, it's so many of them like this. And we don't know because the parents won't come to us. I said, well, maybe it's because that sometime in the school system, if you say something that looks negative but it's not, they want to take your kids from you. So
good point. Yeah.
If you have a outside party that's not interested in taking the kids from you, that's interested in trying to help you along the way, they're more to talk to you. They're like, okay, let me. And like I said, I don't get any information. I don't know their financial situation, their home. All I know is if you're hungry, we want to feed you. So when we got all the information done, my sons were like, we're going to pack these bags and we're going to take them to school and we're going to give them to the kids. Yeah. So I started putting little notes in there, how to contact me if you needed anything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So then I got the church involved, and then the church was like, okay. And my thing is, if you're in a church and you're in a community and you don't know what your community needs, then why are you there? Mm-hmm. So we need to be more out in the community.
Agree.
And that's why my son said, Mama, let's name it No Child Left Hungry. I was like, hey, I like that. Mm-hmm. And then my other son was like, because we're going to end childhood hunger, one child at a time. And I was like, hey, that's our slogan. So that's what we did, and we got into that. Yeah. And it worked for us, actually going to talk to people and not wanting to know personal issues and not wanting to know, well, how did you get there? We don't know. And the only thing we want to know is, how can I feed you? Mm-hmm. So they came home and they come up with an idea, let's go to church and pack bags. So we go and we pack bags. And then the youth at the church where I was going before now, they were like, well, it's this pageant coming up and they got this big platform and whatever you do, it goes all over and Rev, you'd win. And I was like, oh, okay. So, going back to my pageant days when I was younger, I was like, okay, let's do that. So I got in the pageant and it was like 8 of us. And unbeknownst to me, I won.
All right.
We went to Monroe, Louisiana for our nationals, and I got there, and and won the most popular vote for my platform, No Child Left Hungry.
Wow.
So when we came back, they were from all 50 states, and our Rhinestone sisters wanted to know how they could help. So it ended up growing from one state in all our little counties that we have here to several other states. Between the counties, it can be anywhere from 200 to 300 kids per week that we try to donate bags to so they can.
Wow. Wow. So what are some of the kinds of things that you put in those bags to take or send home with those kids on weekends?
So it's ready to eat meals. We don't want them cooking. We do the fruit snacks, and then we do the fruit cups. Like the fruit cups, they have the vegetables in the cups. So we try to give them something that's a well-balanced, nourished meal. Holidays come around, we try to collect baskets for the whole family so they can have Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we do a toy drive and coat, hats, and gloves.
So, Toniya, tell me how you got the other businesses involved in this.
I mean, they obviously saw a lot of good that you were doing, and it wasn't too hard to get them involved, correct?
It wasn't. So I network a lot with a lot of people at church. So a gentleman named Jimmy Hughes came to me and he goes, Toniya, can I help you with anything? And I was like, I don't even know who you are, but okay. And he was, he was just so inviting. And he goes, I deliver to the homeless shelters, Panera Bread, and I want you to go meet them. And I was like, okay. So I go meet them, and they was like, this is a good cause that that you're doing. Can we give you some of this Panera to give to the kids? Okay. So he goes, I want you to go to the Ronald McDonald House and meet them. Those ladies at the Ronald McDonald House here are amazing. They gave me blankets last week, 2 big bags of blankets to distribute to the kids, and then I had some that I had left over to take to some of the homeless people that's on the street. So we try to, I not only just want to take care of the kids, but if you have a need. So then he goes, okay, he said, well, the lady veterans, they want to help you. And I was like, okay. And so he networked with me, and then from there became this big web of networking with everything and everybody.
And you have a pretty good partner in the fact that you are an employee with associated with Kroger. So tell me how they came about how that happened.
With the store manager, he would see me with my shirt on, and then he would ask all the questions to get the information, and then he seen the people come through the line and they would ask me, and then Kroger have their own zero waste program that they donate to the kids. So the people were buying the bags and giving them to me. I was like, hey, wait, that's Kroger's. And then he comes, no, just, he said it's helping these kids. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
So, and it was like a domino effect. Everybody would see it, and they want to know what it is. And then it just kind of started, spreading like wildfire.
Yeah.
And
well, can I say this too? Your personality too had a lot to do with this wildfire spreading. So I mean, I think it's a great cause, but there's some good people behind getting this going. I think your energy and enthusiasm for the project really helped ignite this and get this thing going.
Well, I tell you, I love people. I love them so.
Yeah.
I always want to do something to take care of other people, and I think if we get back to that, we might get a little bit better than what we are now.
Yes, ma'am. I so agree. I want to take it back to your mom. Your mom saw something in you, and she said, this is a person who needs to be out with people, and she put you in pageants.
Yes.
In fact, you shared with me that you were Miss Teen Michigan.
Yep, 1985.
Wow.
That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. And that's hard work. I have friends that are pageant people. That's hard work. And you said you were an Army brat, too. Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
My dad, he was in the 101st Airborne, and we got a joke. I was like, Dad, why'd you jump out of perfectly good airplanes? He said, well, somebody had to do it. I was like, okay, Dad. So, and when you're in a military family, you're a military brat, and they instill a lot of values in you because it's everything has a place, and it's a place for everything. And the Army sure teach you how to hurry up and wait.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my favorite things that Mother Teresa said, and I idolize her because she was one of the people that could say anything and get away with it because
Yes.
of her status.
It's true.
She said, you can't save them all, save one.
Yeah.
So if we can't feed them all, at least feed one. So, if we notice that we have this need, let's just fix it. It's not a lot. You don't have, and I tell people all the time, you don't have to go to Walmart, Kroger, or Myers or Save-A-Lot. Go to the Dollar Tree. You know, they have the little cereal packs, 3 in there for $1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not something that's big. And I told him, you know, one lady, she said, well, honey, all I can give you is $1. I said, and I can buy 3 little packs of cereal.
Oh.
I was born and raised in Detroit City, in the inner city. And, you know, our food was limited, but we always had food. It may not have been what we wanted, but we had food.
Right.
Yeah.
And so growing up, my parents instilled in us that if I got a dime, you got 5 cents. If I got some chicken, you got half a packet. You know, so we took care of each other. And that's what I put in my children.
How can people help?
They can contact the No Child Left Hungry organization, which is me. And we are very small. We have a group of 12 that are consistent that helps through our Facebook page, through our website, and of course through the Gmail account that I have for our email. And they can reach me on the telephone also to call. And if they want to come help when we have a lot of bags to put together, if they want to drop off donations, if they want to give monetary donations, we have Members Heritage Credit Union here in Lexington. Has an account set up strictly for the No Child Left Hungry. They can drop off donations to Members Heritage Credit Union here in Lexington.
Very good. Very good. I love the grassroots of this. You know, it's from the ground up and then it grows. And you're doing beautiful work. I love this. This is what Go Be Good is about. It's about go. Go into your community. Be there. Good. Yeah.